Hello and welcome. I'm a hotel AI expert with a deep background in modern hospitality operations and performance support. It's my pleasure to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. We're here to support your professional growth in this incredible industry.
You know, the hospitality world today is just packed with choices. Guests have a dizzying array of options right at their fingertips. So the really big question for every hotelier is this. In a sea of seemingly endless alternatives, how do you actually stand out? How do you become more than just a room for the night?
So that's what we're going to break down today. We're going to walk through 5 key sections, building a really clear case for a smarter, more guest-focused approach, one that turns raw data into real relationships and, of course, real results.
All right, let's start with the problem itself. Let's talk about that chaotic and, frankly, inefficient world of one-size-fits-all sales and marketing.
You see, the old school way of thinking was to just shout your message from the rooftops, right? Hope somebody hears it. But today, that's just noise. A generic message that tries to speak to everyone ends up speaking to no one. It's not just ineffective, it's a huge waste of resources.
Okay, so what's the fix? The answer is a really fundamental shift in strategy. We need to move away from that broad stroke approach and get way more precise, way more relevant to the people we actually want to reach.
And that's where segmentation comes into play. I want you to think of it like putting on a new pair of glasses. Suddenly, a blurry crowd comes into sharp focus. You're no longer looking at a mass of potential guests. You're seeing distinct groups, each with their own unique motivations and needs. That clarity changes everything.
This really paints the picture perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got that generic shotgun blast, just spraying and praying, and on the other, a laser-focused approach. This is about being smarter, respecting the guest's needs, and respecting your own team's time and budget.
So what are these groups, really? Who are we talking about? The real key here is to look past the simple data points and get to the why. Why is someone traveling? What are they really looking for? Because a family on vacation has a totally different mindset than someone flying in for a business meeting. Understanding that why is everything.
Now, we can start with these big primary categories. These are the bread and butter of the industry. But you have to remember, these are just the starting blocks. The real magic happens when you start to dig deeper into the different kinds of travelers within each of these major groups.
Let's take the corporate traveler, for example. For them, a hotel isn't a vacation spot, it's a mobile office. It's a productivity tool. They value seamless efficiency. Is the Wi-Fi fast? Is checkout frictionless? Can I get a great coffee at dawn? Every minute you save them, you win.
Okay, now let's do a complete 180. The leisure guest. They aren't buying productivity, they're buying memories. The choices are emotional. They're asking themselves, is this going to be that special trip we've always talked about? Your messaging has to connect with that desire, with the heart.
And then, of course, you have groups. This is a whole different ballgame. Your customer here might actually be the event planner. And what do they care about most? Zero headaches. They need clear contracts, easy-to-manage room blocks, and a person they can call who just gets things done. Make their life easier, and they'll love you for it. All right, so we've got a handle on who these people are. Now let's get to the really important part, the payoff. How does all this strategic thinking actually impact the business? Because this isn't just theory, it directly affects the bottom line.
Well, first off, it's about conversion. Simple as that. When potential guests feel like you get them, that you understand what they need, they are so much more likely to click book. That feeling of being understood is incredibly powerful.
And it doesn't stop at the booking. This approach has a massive impact on guest satisfaction. And why is that? Because you're basically one step ahead. You can anticipate their needs and design their experience before they even walk through the door, making it that much easier to exceed their expectations.
I really want you to focus on this idea here, because it's about trust. It's a crucial reminder that we're not just selling rooms for a night. We are in the relationship business. And trust, well, trust is the foundation for loyalty and long-term success.
And what happens is you create this amazing, positive cycle. Your sales team is more efficient, which means your forecasts are more accurate. That leads to smarter marketing campaigns. And when you have happy guests, you get great reviews, which in turn attracts more of the right kind of guests. It just keeps building. Okay, this all sounds fantastic in a presentation, right? But how do you actually do it? How do you put it into practice? Well, a successful strategy really stands on 4 key pillars. And this isn't something you just set and forget. It's a living, breathing process. It takes a disciplined look at the data, the right tech, like a good CRM system, and, critically, getting everyone on the same page, from sales to the front desk.
And let me just say, I cannot stress that last pillar enough. Trust. It is everything. Personalization has to feel like a helping hand, a thoughtful touch, not like Big Brother watching. The ethical use of data is non-negotiable.
And finally, this has to be a team sport. It is not just on the sales department. Marketing needs to be attracting the right people from the get-go. And your on-site operations team? They're the ones who have to deliver on the specific promises you've made to each of these guest segments.
So, let's bring it all back to that very first question we asked. How do you stand out? The answer is, you listen. Lead segmentation isn't just a marketing buzzword. It's a strategy for listening effectively. It's how you finally stop shouting into the void and start building the meaningful relationships that create a truly successful hotel.